Have you ever noticed a quiet change in your loved one that left you wondering what it means? When someone we cherish grows older, we often assume their final days will come without warning, a sudden moment that catches us off guard. But the truth is far more gentle and far more telling. The body often whispers subtle signs, sometimes a full year before life reaches its end, giving us a chance to prepare, to love more deeply, and to make every moment count. Too often, though, we miss these clues, brushing them off as just part of aging, only to look back later and wish we'd paid closer attention. In this video, I'm sharing 5 critical signs that an elderly person may be in their final year, signs that are easy to overlook but carry profound meaning. These aren't just observations, they're rooted in the body's natural process, and understanding them can help you provide better care, create lasting memories, and ensure your loved one's final chapter is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. If you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, this could be the most important message you hear today. Stay with me, because what you learn could help you cherish the time you have left in ways you never thought possible. The first sign is one that often slips under the radar: significant weight loss. You might notice your loved one's clothes hanging looser, their belt notched tighter, or their once hearty appetite fading into small, hesitant bites. At first, it's easy to dismiss. Maybe they're just eating less, or aging naturally thins the body. But when weight drops without trying, it's rarely a good sign. Take Evelyn, 87, who used to love her Sunday roast, piling her plate with mashed potatoes and gravy. Over the past year, her daughter noticed she'd barely touch her food, saying it didn't taste the same anymore. Evelyn's weight dropped 15 pounds in 6 months. Her cheeks hollowed and her energy faded. Her family thought it was just age, but this was the body's quiet warning. When the body nears its final year, it struggles to absorb nutrients, muscle mass shrinks, digestion slows, and the ability to process protein weakens. Appetite changes play a role too. The brain, sensing the end, stops signaling hunger as strongly. Food loses its appeal, meals get skipped, and the body begins to shut down its need for fuel. This isn't just about eating less. It's a sign of deeper decline. Less muscle means more falls, a weaker immune system, and vulnerability to infections. I've seen families push their loved ones to eat more, offering favorite dishes or protein shakes. But when the body's preparing for its transition, forcing food can cause discomfort. Instead, focus on what brings ease: small, soft meals, a favorite soup, or just keeping them hydrated. If you see this kind of weight loss, don't ignore it. It's the body speaking, and listening now can help you make their remaining days more meaningful. The second sign hits harder: extreme fatigue and weakness. This isn't the tiredness you feel after a long day. It's a bone-deep exhaustion that rest can't touch. Simple tasks become mountains. Getting out of bed feels like a marathon. Walking to the kitchen takes every ounce of strength, and even chatting for a few minutes leaves them drained. Consider Harold, 84, who used to spend mornings tinkering in his shed, fixing old clocks with a steady hand. Last year, his son noticed he'd barely leave his chair, napping for hours and struggling to stand without help. "I just don't have it in me," Harold would say, his voice heavy with frustration. This kind of fatigue signals the body conserving its last reserves. As organs slow, the heart pumps less efficiently, circulation weakens, and muscles starve for oxygen. Energy that once fueled movement now shifts to survival, leaving the person sleeping more, needing naps, or fading mid-conversation. I've watched this unfold with my own grandfather, who went from gardening every day to barely lifting a spoon, his pride bruised by his own limits. It's heartbreaking to see. Loved ones who were once so vibrant now withdrawing, not because they don't care, but because they can't keep up. They might feel embarrassed, even angry, at their weakness, pulling back from family to hide their struggle. But pushing them to try harder only adds stress. What they need is your understanding. Let them rest. Sit with them in quiet moments and hold space for their exhaustion. If you're seeing this deep fatigue in someone you love, it's a sign their body is slowing down. Use this time to create peace, not pressure, because what matters most now is that they feel your love, not your expectations. There's more to uncover, so keep watching for what's next. Could the way your loved one's mind is changing be a sign of something deeper? As we continue exploring the subtle warnings that an elderly person may be in their final year, the next sign isn't just about their body, it's about their mind and spirit. When someone you love starts to pull away or seems lost in their thoughts, it's easy to think they're just tired or distracted. But these changes can carry a weightier meaning, one that signals their body is preparing for its final transition. Let's dive into this third sign, because understanding it now can help you hold on to the moments that matter most. Sign 3 is increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal. You might notice your loved ones struggling with things they once handled with ease, forgetting names, losing track of time, or getting disoriented in places they've known for years. Take Margaret, 89, who used to host family game nights, her sharp wit keeping everyone laughing. Last year, her son noticed she'd repeat the same story 5 times in an hour, forget where she parked her walker, and struggle to follow conversations, her eyes glazing over mid-sentence. This isn't just normal forgetfulness. It's a sign the brain is slowing down. As circulation weakens, oxygen and nutrients don't reach the brain as efficiently, causing cognitive decline. You might see moments of clarity followed by sudden confusion, like their mind is flickering in and out. Alongside this, emotional withdrawal often creeps in. They might speak less, sit in silence for hours, or lose interest in the hobbies they once loved. Margaret stopped joining game nights, preferring to sit alone by the window, her laughter replaced by a quiet stillness. It's not that they don't care, their brain can't process engagement the same way anymore. Loud rooms become overwhelming, conversations exhausting, and they retreat into their own world. You might also notice mood shifts. Some grow irritable or anxious, others unusually calm, almost detached. I've seen this with my own aunt, who went from being the family storyteller to barely speaking, her once bright eyes now distant. It broke my heart, but I learned that pushing her to snap out of it only made her feel worse. What helped was sitting with her, holding her hand, speaking softly about old memories. If you see these changes, more forgetfulness, confusion, or withdrawal, don't brush them off. They're signs the body and mind are preparing for the end. Meet them where they are, create a safe space, and let them feel your presence. Because even when words fade, love still speaks. Focus on quiet, comforting moments. They matter more than you might think. The fourth sign shows up in the body's defenses: frequent infections and slow healing. When someone nears their final year, their immune system weakens, making them a target for illnesses that once wouldn't have fazed them. A cold that used to clear up in days now lingers for weeks. A small scratch festers instead of healing. Consider Robert, 86, who was rarely sick in his younger years. Over the past year, his daughter noticed he'd caught 3 infections: pneumonia, a urinary tract infection, and a stubborn skin sore that wouldn't heal. Each time, recovery took longer, even with antibiotics, and he seemed more tired after each bout. This isn't random, it's the body losing its ability to fight back. As circulation slows and organs decline, the immune system can't keep up. Pneumonia, UTIs, and skin infections become common, and even strong medications struggle to help. Poor blood flow also slows healing. Small cuts reopen, bruises linger, and pressure sores become a risk, especially for those less mobile. What's trickier is how infections look in seniors. Instead of a fever, they might just seem more confused, tired, or uninterested in food. Robert's daughter didn't realize his sudden lethargy was a sign of infection until it was almost too late. I've seen this in my own family. My uncle's just a cold turned into pneumonia because we missed the early clues. If you're seeing repeated infections or wounds that won't heal, don't ignore it. But here's the hard truth. At this stage, aggressive treatments might do more harm than good. Another round of antibiotics or a hospital stay can exhaust them further, prolonging suffering instead of healing. Instead, focus on comfort. Keep their skin clean, ensure they're hydrated, and reduce stress on their body. Use gentle care, like warm compresses for sores or a soft blanket to keep them cozy. These small acts can ease their days more than medical fixes. If this is happening to someone you love, it's a sign their body is winding down. Take it as a cue to prioritize their peace over a cure, because that's what they need most right now. There's one more sign to explore, so stay with me. What if the way your loved one breathes could tell you their time is near? As we reach the final sign that an elderly person may be in their last year, this clue is one of the most telling. It's a physical shift that speaks volumes about the body's slowing rhythm. Changes in breathing and circulation aren't just small discomforts. They're the body's way of showing it's conserving what little energy it has left. Let's explore this fifth sign, because recognizing it can help you bring comfort and peace to your loved one's final days in ways that truly matter. Sign 5 is major changes in breathing or circulation. You might notice your loved one's breathing becoming slower, shallower, or uneven, sometimes speeding up, then pausing for long, quiet moments. This can look like a pattern called Cheney-Stokes respiration, where deep breaths alternate with stillness, a sign the body's winding down. Take Dorothy, 90, who used to hum softly while knitting in her rocking chair. Over the past few months, her son noticed she'd stop mid-sentence to catch her breath, her chest rising and falling unevenly, even when she was just sitting. She'd also complained of feeling winded after shifting in her seat, her lips slightly pursed as she breathed through her mouth. Alongside this, circulation changes become clear. Dorothy's hands and feet grew cold to the touch, her fingertips taking on a pale bluish tint, as if the warmth was retreating from her extremities. This happens because the heart, weakening with time, prioritizes blood flow to vital organs, leaving less for the hands, feet, and skin. You might see their nose or ears turn pale, or notice a mottled pattern on their legs, a sign the body is focusing on survival, not surface warmth. Fluid buildup in the lungs can add to the struggle, causing a persistent cough, a gurgling sound, or tightness in the chest. Dorothy started sleeping, propped up on pillows, unable to lie flat without feeling like she was drowning. I've seen this with my own grandmother, who'd gasp softly after a few words, her cold hands trembling in mine. It was terrifying at first. I wanted to fix it, to make her breathe easier. But I learned that this is often the body's natural process. Pushing for deep breaths or rushing to the hospital might only add stress. Instead, focus on comfort. Keep the room cool, use a humidifier to ease dryness, or offer small sips of water to soothe their throat. If they're struggling to lie flat, extra pillows or a recliner can help. In some cases, oxygen therapy might bring relief, but the goal isn't to reverse the inevitable, it's to make their days as peaceful as possible. If you see these changes, irregular breathing, cold extremities, or a bluish tint, don't ignore them. They're signs the body is slowing, and your presence, more than any treatment, can bring the comfort they need most. Now let's bring it all together. These 5 signs paint a picture of the body's quiet preparation for its final chapter. First, significant weight loss showed how the body stops seeking fuel, losing muscle and strength as appetite fades. Focus on comfort, not force. Extreme fatigue and weakness revealed the body conserving energy, leaving your loved one drained and withdrawn. Let them rest and cherish the quiet moments. Increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal highlighted the mind's decline, as confusion and silence take over. Meet them with patience, not pressure. Frequent infections and slow healing warned of a weakening immune system where the body can't fight or repair. Shift to gentle care, not aggressive cures. And now changes in breathing and circulation have shown the body's final slowdown, prioritizing survival over comfort. Ease their struggle with small, loving acts. I've watched these signs unfold with my own family, and I wish I'd known sooner what they meant. But I've also seen how understanding them can transform those last months. Less fear, more love, more peace. These signs aren't about dreading the end. They're about preparing for it with grace. They give you the chance to make decisions early, to care with intention, and to fill their days with dignity. You have the power to make this time meaningful. If you're seeing these signs, don't fight against them. Listen to what the body's saying. Create a space where your loved one feels safe. Share stories, hold their hand, or just sit in silence, letting them know they're not alone. Make their comfort your priority. Soft blankets, a favorite song, a gentle touch. And take a moment for yourself too. This journey is hard, but you're not walking it alone. Reflect on this. Which sign stood out to you? How will you use this to care for someone you love? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your story, and your words inspire us all. If this video helped you see the end of life in a new light, give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your support keeps us going, bringing more insights to help you navigate life's toughest moments with love and strength. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.